All right, little fantasy football championship week, Dave. How the heck you doing?
Good. I'm in a championship in about 3, 4 of my leagues, and I'm in the money in a couple other leagues. So I'll be playing for like third place in a few other leagues. So pretty good week for me. So I'm not enjoying life right now. On this championship week, so you gotta love football this time of year as well.
Well, Dave, I got two words for you. Bear down, my friend, Chicago Bears. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, Dave. Saturday night. What a great night it was, my friend. Oh my God, what a finish. You must have
No. That's
you,
brutal, man. We're up. All we had to do is freaking catch an onside kick and we win. 8% chance to win, and we blow it.
You guys were running all over us. You had us on our heels the whole
Yeah.
freaking game. I mean, there's a lot of unpack. I mean, you guys, we over doubled you in penalties and yards. I mean, but you had us beat. It's just the power of the Caleb Williams and the ice in his veins. It's just it's the Bears year, man. It's just it wouldn't shock me if they get the number 1 seed, bro. Somehow.
It wouldn't shock me right now, man. They've been getting lucky in a lot of games this year, actually. They just got the luck this year, man. That's what you need to have that. Go to the Super Bowl. You need a little bit of that luck. That's what Kansas City had last year when they went to the Super Bowl. So the Chicago definitely has it. I was pretty depressed after that game. I can't lie. But we had on the bag the last like 5 minutes of that game. We had it pretty much.
I was signing out. I was signing out. I was like, "You kidding me?" And then the onside kick happens. I'm like, dude, as soon as we got it, I'm like, we're gonna win this freaking game. I thought Ben would go for 2 though, and he didn't. And that was the right move because the Bears had the momentum. So take the easy extra point, which was kind of windy, so it wasn't completely easy. But the Bears had the momentum, so that's why I agree with not going for 2 there. They get the fumble from a backup center and a backup quarterback and Malik Willis. Packers had a lot of bad luck. I will say that Malik Willis, I thought, played pretty well, though.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get a payday next year. Some team's gonna definitely want to go after him and sign him for their big payday. And he played well. He's actually a great backup, and who knows what he'll be like as a starter, but he's definitely proven himself when he's filled in for Love. So, and we'll see if Love's back this week too, but we'll see. Yeah, but that was the brutal game to watch. But yeah, definitely got to give it to Chicago. Packers made their share of mistakes, and they definitely threw that game away. So they didn't deserve to win after all those mistakes they made.
It was a wonderful game to watch, Dave. Wonderful on the ice. It was football, baby. It was football weather. It just kind of had everything to it. But man, I gotta tell you, we got a lot to talk about because it's championship week. I need Pittman to lay an egg here, and he's kind of laying an egg because I kind of wrote myself off to possibly playing for third place. But man, if Pittman can continue to not do much, I have a shot. The problem is this Colts Niners. I mean, they almost hit the over already. Dave, this is it's just starting in the third quarter.
Yeah, crazy shootout tonight for this game. So, but yeah, for fantasy owners, this is a fun game to watch for sure.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So let's get into the injuries. There's quite a few injuries again, Dave. It was kind of weird seeing some quarterbacks I never freaking heard of. I think I'm a pretty good NFL guy, but when Ola Dukin or whatever the heck came in for Kansas City, I'm like, man,
oh my God,
I'm not that far in the depth chart.
I look about myself actually. I was like, who's this guy? But yeah, let's get into it. Lamar Jackson back injury. He's questionable for this week, and he didn't play half the game. And Tyler Huntley came in for him this past week. Good news for the Packers if he doesn't play this week, definitely. But we don't like to see that. Jordan Love concussion. He's questionable for this week as well. Who knows with the concussions? Those are kind of a little crazy. So sometimes it could be a mild concussion, and they would come back that next week. Otherwise, it could be out for 2-3 weeks. So you never know with the concussions. Those are kind of a scary thing.
And it's Saturday to Saturday. At first, I thought he was going to get that extra day to get off the list, but they play again on Saturday, so it's just like a normal week.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's actually a good thing. But it would have been nice to have the extra day, but we'll see. JJ McCarthy, a hand injury. When we examined him on the sideline, it looked like he was in some pain. So I doubt he plays this week, but we'll keep an eye on that. Marcus Mariota, hand and quad injury. Gardner Minshew, they're saying ACL, I heard today now, so he's probably out for the rest of the year, the last couple games here.
Well, they said that it's not torn though, but he's still going to miss time. He's probably done. I agree, but it doesn't sound like ACL surgery is what I'm hearing.
Okay, they said possible ACL, so yeah, definitely probably not playing this week though. It's something with his knee, so it doesn't sound good. So I don't think he's playing this week. Josh Jacobs with the knee. They said he could have came back in this past week in this game, but they liked how Wilson was running the ball. But I don't know. I think they could have been a little bit banged up, and with the fumble too. I don't know. I think they're keeping that close to the chest, but we'll see. But keep an eye on that with the knee injury. He's been playing with that the last couple of weeks though, so I think he plays.
Who's that?
Trevon Henderson. I think he plays this week. I think Jacobs plays.
Oh, Jacobs. Yeah. I think Jacobs has kind of been banged up for the last 6 weeks, it feels like.
Yeah, he's been banged up. Oh, yeah, he's been playing through it. So he's going to play this week. Trevon Henderson, head injury. So he's questionable for this week. Quashawn Junkins, I think he's out this week. They said leg injury. I think they said
he broke his leg. He's out for months.
Broke his leg.
He's done.
He's done. Jordan Mason with the ankle injury. Kamani Vidal with the neck injury. He's probably out this week as well. Romeo Doubs, he injured his wrist on the freaking ball he couldn't catch on the onside kick. I'm like, really? And then you injure your wrist on that too? I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, I don't even care if this guy plays this week. So who cares what Romeo Doubs?
I think Romeo Doubs hurt his feelings more than his wrist.
Yeah, I think so. Kashan Butte, concussion. Pat Bryant, concussion. I'm sensing a little bit of a pattern here. All the concussions are just crazy now. Love, Kashan Butte, Pat Bryant. Like, yeah, this is just crazy. And then Trevon Henderson, he might have a concussion too. That just had head injury, but I think it was a concussion for him as well. Ryan Flournoy, knee injury, and John Fitzpatrick, knee injury. They said he's probably out the rest of the year as well. They think he tore his ACL too, possibly. It's just a backup for the Packers, though. So, but those are injuries that I got.
No, it makes sense. I'm basically the same ones. Marcus Mariota is supposed to be day to day, though. He might play this. I think they just kept him out to play on Christmas. They don't want to get that embarrassed on Christmas, I think. So I think they value him from concussion, but I think he's going to play. So that's good news. I mean, if you're for a Commanders fan and just want a close game, I guess he cleared concussion protocol. It's just weird because fantasy people and bettors, that were on Washington were pretty pissed that they, kept him out so long. Although, he has a do not practice estimation today. So we'll see if that progresses. JJ's hand, I didn't get a good report on it. They say like some of the doctors saying it's broken and he's done on the shelf. I don't know. They really don't have anything behind JJ anyway. Brosner's terrible.
They don't look good though. Like when you saw him on the sideline, they like just touched his hand. He was like screaming in pain, like trying to pull it away. Like it didn't look good. So I doubt he plays the last 2 games for sure. But keep an eye on it. But I don't. I think he's very doubtful though.
Yeah. John Fitzpatrick from Green Bay tore his Achilles. Now he wasn't like a starter or anything, but just it helps another guy that we'll talk about in a few. Malik Willis did hurt his shoulder. I think he's fine though. If Love doesn't go, he'd play. Demario Douglas had a hammy. I don't know if you mentioned that for the Patriots. Yeah, and Amon-Ra St. Brown got banged up too, so we got to monitor him at least. So we'll monitor him. But that's really about it. Let's go to waiver wire. Tyler Huntley for Lamar. You got to pick him up just to handcuff it anyway. Man, Lamar going to Green Bay. Lamar is this has been a really weird team. And I don't think that there's a lot of love here for John Harbaugh, especially when you don't run Derrick Henry in the last 12 minutes and he's got like 12 carries for 120 yards or something. I mean, what are you doing, John Harbaugh? And I don't think him and Lamar getting along. I'm gonna look for a coach's fired prop here. See if they finally get rid of him. I doubt they shed Lamar. I think they would shed him before that.
The coach would definitely go before the star player will go. Lamar is not going anywhere.
And Malik Willis is on waivers, so grab him. Shane Beagle, if you hate yourself, you can grab him for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been brought up from the Chiefs practice squad, and he may have to play a little bit. The Ernest Johnson for the Henderson industry is really big. And Travion Williams for the Judkins industry. But I actually think Sanders has been playing more. Last week, You saw Raheem Sanders play a ton, Dave.
Yeah, he got touched on. What are Dylan Sampson? Is Sampson injured? I didn't see.
Yeah, he was out this week.
Okay, that's why.
Now I don't know when he's coming back. We'll have to monitor that. Yeah, I think it's Raheem Sanders even more than Travion Williams, but maybe grab both if you can. Tight end Luke Musgrave.
Sanders, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I agree. Mac Hollins could get more targets too. Return the Mac against that terrible Jets team. Parker Washington now is Trevor's favorite target. I feel like, Brian Robinson's kind of disappeared, and Parker Washington, Brian Thomas has almost disappeared, and Parker Washington had over 10 targets again. It's crazy. He's only owned in 23% of Yahoo leagues now. It's not like everyone's picking up waivers, but Jesus, man, if you're kind of thin now in receiver. Say you had DK Metcalf, we should have mentioned him in the injuries because he's got suspended for 2 games, pretty much the rest of fantasy for swinging at a fan. What a dumbass!
I saw that live too. Yeah, I was wondering what he was doing, and then he took a swing at him. I'm like, what just happened? Yeah, that was crazy.
Stay away from the fans, guys.
Oh yeah.
Brenton Strange strangely gets fantasy points every single week with Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball, and how about those Jaguars beating the Broncos? You got 2 new coaches and Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson for the Bears, and wow, it's really working out for these 2 teams, Dave. Taysom Hill, he's just accumulating fantasy points all different ways, and he's actually been running the ball more because of all the injuries to the Saints, and he's getting first downs. Now he's playing straight trash right now, but he's got another trashy lineup against the Titans coming up this week. Chiga Okonkwo for the Titans actually had a good game too with 8 targets and had some pay dirt that game. And running back Audric Estime is getting carries with everybody hurt on the Saints. Dave, who do you have on your waivers?
Yeah, a lot of the same ones you did. Michael Carter, we talked about him last week. He had a nice game this last week filling in for Bam Knight. Blake Corum, he had another nice game too. He got quite a few carries this past weekend and had a touchdown. Emmanuel Wilson, of course, for Josh Jacobs. Emmanuel Wilson ran hard, actually had 14 carries for 82 yards after he came in for Jacobs. So I got Taysom Hill as well. Troy Franklin, Parker Washington had both of them. Brendan Strange I had too as well. He looked good. Tyler Shog, he actually looked really good. Over 300 yards and a touchdown. Shug. Tyler Shug. So actually he looked good too. He's actually a legit rookie quarterback this year. He's actually proven himself. He could be the starter next year too. So in dynasty leagues, definitely scoop him up. Chris Rodriguez had another touchdown this week. He had quite a few carries as well. And Dalton Schultz, we talked about last week too.
Shuck's playing like a franchise quarterback, and what's weird is
he's doing really well.
The G turns into a C in his name. It's like Shuck. I don't know why, but we actually have a kid on my son's baseball team with the same last name, Shuck. Yeah, I agree. Craziness. Once you get into sleepers, non-starters trending up for week 17.
Good. I'm going with Ryan Flournoy. If he's playing this week, I like him actually. He's been coming on these last couple weeks. I like him trending up against the poor Commanders D. So I definitely like that matchup. I like Jordan Addison. The Lions have been giving up quite a few points, and their secondary is really banged up, and they got quite a few guys on IR in their secondary. So I think Jordan Addison, he's a guy who hasn't really done much this year, or Naylor too. John Naylor. I like both of those guys. Jefferson came around this past week, still didn't have a touchdown, but he had about 95 yards and about 7-8 catches. But I do like those 2 guys against the poor Lions secondary, so I do like that matchup for them. I like the Packers this week against the Ravens. The Ravens, if they don't have Lamar, I think they're going to struggle quite a bit actually. And the defense just lost one of their starting linebackers as well last week. So I like the Packers this week. I think Watson could have a good day. And I like Golden. I think Golden actually, if Dobbs is out, he could be a key guy actually that would have to step up, and he could be a nice sleeper this week as well. Panthers, I like Jalen Coker against the Seahawks. Seahawks are giving up quite a few points the last couple of weeks. So this could be a higher scoring game. Probably over on this, you probably like. I like Jacoby Brissett against the poor Bengals defense. I like that matchup. I like him as a sleeper this week. I like Michael Carter too, actually, this week. I like both of them this week. Mike Evans is a starter, but I do like Mike Evans this week against the poor Dolphins D. But I'll throw in Julian McMillan though too, who's actually back from injury. He could step up this week as well. He could be a nice sleeper against that poor Dolphins D. I like Matt Collins, like you were saying, against the poor Jets D with Douglas Ode. He could have a big game. Ramon Stevenson's too. You're not starting him, but if Trevon Henderson's out, I like that matchup for him too against that poor Jets D. I think Stevenson can have a really nice game. He had a touchdown this past week filling in for Henderson, so keep an eye on that. Tyler Shough, I'm said it wrong again, but I like him this week against the Titans. I think that's a nice matchup for him as well. And I like Jackson Dart against the Raiders. I think he had a good game against them. And that's pretty much it. Well, the Rams too. It depends on if Devontae Adams plays or not. But there was Mumfield.
I don't think Devontae Adams is going to play. I think Tutu Atwell and a couple other guys are going to have decent games.
I'm gonna say I like Mumfield, actually, the rookie wide receiver. He had a nice game last week, and then Tutu Atwell too. Both of those guys are nice sleepers this week as well for the Rams.
Yeah, and I like Olave and Shuck against the Titans this week for sure. Audric Estime as well. I like the whole Bengals team against the Cardinals. The Cardinals lost another cornerback this week, so they're super weak now. They're the most banged up team I've seen. They only have one like original starting lineman on the team right now. It's just it's sad to see the Cardinals right now. Return of the Mac Hollins is going to help blow out the Jets. Isaac Tesla will get targets, especially if Amon-Ra's out. I expect Amon-Ra to play. Remember, he was like doubtful the whole week and just played the other week. He's probably going to play. Cleve Raymond would be a good kind of put into. I like Chig Okonkwo. He's gonna have a good game against the Saints, in my opinion. So I like him. I like Malik Willis against the Ravens. The Ravens defense has been horrible this year. If Love can't make it back, I'll take Malik Willis and I'd play him. Jackson Dart at the Raiders. I think he's going to have a big rookie game, a little slump buster type situation. I think Jackson Dart's going to look good this week. Theo Johnson too against the Raiders as well. So those are kind of my sleepers, Dave, going into busts right now. Jalen Hurts against the Bills. I don't like Jalen Hurts this week. And you know what? They got the division now. Sure, they can get up to the second seed, I believe. But I mean, when you're the third seed and you're locked in, are you really going to sacrifice your guys to move to the second? I don't think it's smart. Yeah, they might, but in the NFL is usually the last week that you rest. But I'm just worried about him and Barkley as well against the Bills, and the Bills defense isn't good. There's no reason to win that game. The Bills need it way more. Travis Etienne against the. I was going to put Travis Etienne, but now I'm seeing how bad the Colts defense looks today. I'll move Travis Etienne to my trending up. Actually, he's already a starter, so I really can't. But man,
he's a starter. So is Olave too. You said before. I think Olave is definitely a starter.
Another bust is Justin Herbert against the Texans. I'm not saying he's a bust, but he could be. It's a bad matchup. Well, with Nico Collins at the Chargers, if you want to flip flop those teams, Marion Hampton against the Texans, I don't like that. Although Kamani Vidal's kind of hurt too, so he will get more touches if that's the case. Zay Flowers against the Packers is bad. Derrick Henry against the Packers is bad. I think the Packers are pissed. I think they're going to have a freaking great game against the Ravens. And Isaiah Pacheco, man. Travis Kelce. Oh, man, they're done. Forget about Richie Rice and all those guys, right? It is done for the Chiefs. This Chiefs team is over with. And I don't even know why they even try. I don't think they are trying. That's my bust, Dave. How about yours?
I got the same. I don't like any of the Chiefs this week against the tough Broncos D. No quarterback, really. Yeah, I agree. They're definitely cooked. The Chiefs aren't doing anything this week. So Kelce, Pachinko, Rice, downgrading all those are all busts this week. I definitely don't like any of them. I don't like the Chargers either. Marion Hampton actually can still have a decent game. He's still going to get some carries, but I don't like Justin Herbert against the tough Texans D. They're going to lock him down. Like you said, too, I don't like the Ravens. If Huntley's starting, it's definitely a downgrade for that whole offense. Flowers is definitely a downgrade. I think Henry still gets his, but I don't like if he's starting for them. And Packers actually played pretty well without Micah last week. Their defense played well until the end. I think they're just tired out there at the end because they had to keep going onto the field because the Packers offense couldn't catch a freaking onside kick or catch a snap. So we'll see about that. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. And then I don't like you said, I don't like the Bills against the Eagles. They have a lot to play for, though. They've been playing well, but I think the Eagles' defense is still legit defense. So I think that they could struggle a little bit. Josh Allen, actually, he kind of cost me one of my leagues. I'm going to be playing for third instead of the championship now because Josh Allen kind of sucked it up this past week. And he's banged up, too. They said he had some kind of leg injury. We didn't talk about that before, but he's going to play this week. But I think he's banged up a little bit. So I think he could struggle a little bit this week against the Eagles' D. I don't like the Falcons either this week against the Rams' D. Cousins has been looking good as a fill-in, though, here, and Pitts, too. But I don't like him this week in that matchup against the Rams.
Agreed. Well, that brings us to our nasty sleeper, Dave, to win the fantasy football Super Bowl. How nasty is your sleeper this week, my man?
Nasty, but I'm going with Tyler Shock. I like him this week, actually. I think he's the real deal, and I think he could bring home a championship this week for you if you started him this week.
He's going to be shucking in. He's going to be shucking and jiving all the way to the championship. Look at that.
Exactly.
This guy used to be a starter, but he's not no more. But I like him this week. It's kind of a surprise one. Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones for the Vikings. And there's a couple of reasons. For one, the Lions got torched against running backs last week. They can't stop anything. Warren had a massive game against them. And number two, if it's not McCarthy playing, he's going to get a lot of touches, and maybe they'll stack the box a little bit, but I think they're going to work him out and, get him some corner stuff and some wheel routes and just some of those easy plays for some screens. I think he's going to, and this Lions team, I think the Vikings are going to smell blood. I hope JJ comes back. He's probably not, but we'll just have to take it with Aaron Jones this week, and he's going to win your fantasy league for you, Dave. Anything else we missed?
Good luck in the championship games this week, everyone. Have a great holidays, and we'll see everyone next year.
Absolutely. And Dave, thank you once again for a wonderful fantasy season. Maybe we'll come back and do a little baseball in like February, March. Maybe we'll do another Monday show. It would be awesome if you can make it. Maybe around Super Bowl time. Right after Super Bowl, we'll talk about that. That'd be wonderful. I hope your family has a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and you have a blast and enjoy, Dave.
Yeah, you too. You as well. Have a great holidays, everybody.
All right. To recap our plays, New Mexico plus 2.5, FIU plus 6.5, Penn State plus 3.5, Fresno -5, San Diego State plus 3, Missouri -4, Georgia Southern -7, and Tennessee -2.5. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you guys win your fantasy leagues. Get out there. Get your guys out that are injured. Put the new ones in that we just discussed. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you tomorrow, and go get some winners.